Randy Orton has just defeated Christian in a no-holds-barred match as we see him hold up that World Heavyweight Championship. He retains in this occasion. This match, it didn't feature too much of being out in the crowds. They certainly did go there at the very beginning. A little bit of stuff where Christian took the belt, ran, and Orton caught him mid-crowd, took him back to the ring. And after that, it was a lot of heavy weaponry, chairs, all sorts, tables brought into play, trash cans. And actually towards the end, it became a massive Christian beatdown. A good way of kind of getting the babyface over, let him completely take him out. Of course, they did kind of save a lot of the crowd stuff, at least the big high spot of the night. Sheamus and Mark Henry did that when they went through those walls into the crowd. So I think they maybe pull back a bit on the crowd stuff, which is actually what I was expecting. But overall, they turned it around and kept me interested for a long match that was still interesting, still creative, even with all those weapons involved. Two good solid workers, and of course not to forget the return of Edge as well, which is a high spot for fans to have him back.
I couldn't care less about Edge, but going into this one, I really have to say that I didn't really know what to expect. I don't think I didn't think they could just deliver again after two pretty solid. Well, the first Orton Christian was very solid. The second one was okay, it was solid enough, but certainly not to the degree that they just did in this one. I think this was probably the best of the three I've seen, I have to say. I think the thing about both of them, certainly with Christian, the experience definitely pays off when it comes to timing and stuff. And for anything that a Christian can do, Orton can kind of cop and reverse it with a click of a finger without so flawlessly, and vice versa. I think for Christian, when it comes to Orton pulling stuff off with that experience, which makes it all a bit all the more entertaining, I think. And when it's given, like you said, enough time to run with, and you're seeing it so flawlessly and consistently executed, then it does make for a good solid wrestling match. I think that was what was good as well about the last Punk Cena match at Money in the Bank. But this one's going to be tough to follow for Punk and Cena here tonight, I think. Another good thing I liked about this is they didn't do the usual spill out into the or up onto the ramp. A small little bit of the crowd stuff, but not overly heavy on the crowd interaction out there, taking it to extreme levels, but more focus on keeping it in the ring and keeping it pretty vicious too. But a great win for Orton, and fair play to both of them for putting on a really, really strong match again.
That's what I liked about this match. As you say, not the typical no-holds-barred. I expect a certain amount of dragging the guy around the crowd, and there was just a small bit of that, and kind of interesting how they did it with Christian taking the belt, and at that point you were expecting a count out or for him to just disappear altogether and that for to be it, but they kept it going for a long time after that. Of course, not to forget how legit violent it did get. You can't bring metal steps and tables in without there being some kind of, I would say, blood, and in this case there certainly was that. Randy Orton actually attempting to clean himself up as he bled from the mouth. Later on he said forget about it, look, it's there, they can see it, and he rubbed it on his face. Maybe a bit of a two-finger salute to the office about that blood stipulation. We must not show blood. In this case, no holds barred. Of course you're going to see blood, and for turning it up, for actually damaging their bodies, as I'm sure they probably have tonight. They have to be, in my opinion, given 4 out of 5 for this.
Yeah, definitely 4 out of 5. Very, 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 very solid. I think both of them will certainly feel it come tomorrow. They probably won't be on Raw, but for their tapings on Tuesday for SmackDown, I'm sure they'll still be feeling it, because serious effort from both. They really, really delivered. And like I said, I don't think I definitely didn't think that they could have pulled off what they just did pull off. So, credit to both of them. Christian can be easily rolled off as I kind of write him off sometimes as a bit on the boring side of life. But no, respect where respect is due for Christian and his peeps. Solid stuff.
Absolutely. Some of our reactions you've heard, but to go to our chat room, SP103, excited for the fourth match in a row with Christian Orton. Not him, he says. X-Will Shadow, Orton is an outlet of anger for a lot of people. Filibuster says pretty inventive spot to end it. Of course, it ended with, I think it was an RKO onto the steps, but it took a reversal to get there. Christian coming off that top rope and met with an RKO. SP says great spot with the RKO. A lot of people like that. When you get a finish like that is exciting, it's built to something, and you get a good payoff, a good finish that seems inventive. It's definitely a good thing. Scout Puppy in the chat room says can't show blood, but you can have a horde of deadly weapons in the ring. And SP103 says WWE is excelled at keeping secrets and throwing swerves, so I don't count anything out. They should be good at that, and I'm presuming referring to the upcoming Cena Punk, which is still to come on this